Yo, we live. What's going on? It's your boy Mikey. Can we keep it real podcast? How we doing tonight? Another special long time guest. He's always on. Good friend of the program. Some of you football coaches will definitely recognize him this season. He'll be in his black and white, not to be confused with an inmate or convict because they don't even wear stripes around here. Emerson, what's up?
Mike, how are you?
All right, not bad. You know, um, can't wait for football season. I'm
Yeah,
just,
I hear that. It's gonna be
how you been?
definitely interesting this year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. The schedule, I can't wait till all the schedules come out. I'm hearing some teams are actually starting to, put the schedules together. We'll definitely have them pretty soon. But I want to thank the people that help us make this possible. If you get a chance, go check out rallypointmensministries.org. Pick up Pastor Pennington's book, Coach Pennington, Through the Smoker, What Barbecue Can Teach You About how God Prepares a Man. And I know Wes is going to be on this week, I believe, over on Voice Sports. He's going to be talking to them about the book, the professor over there. So salute to Coach Pennington on the book. And also, he was able to come up with raise enough funds to bring 100 copies of this book to the Rhode Island ACI to give the guys up there something to read. And shout out to Mr. Pennington for doing that. And I got something else that I seen about the big bad Coach Pennington. Here we go. He was recently honored for a 2022 NFTSA Public Service Award, one of only 11 awardees. Wes Pennington was recognized for his work in training other police officers about implicit bias and instilling the goal of zero crash fatalities. So, congratulations to Coach Pennington on that. Well deserved.
Coach Pennington is not only a great coach, but he's just a great man. And as I said before, I know him outside of the world of football, and it's funny how that outside world is reflective of what he does in football. So, he's a great man. He's a great asset to the football community of Rhode Island, and I wish him the best this upcoming season. But I mean, he's just he is just a good person, and good man of the God, and I mean, great for him for giving books to the inmates of the ACI who truly can use that type of guidance. So again, that just goes to show you what type of man he is. So shout out to Coach West, and continued success both on and off the field.
And again, if you want to get this book, you could either get it on Amazon or I think we rather you go to rallypointmensministries.org. Felix has the book. My buddy, the professor has the book, and he said it's really not a long book. It's pretty short, but it's pretty detailed, and it's great how you can compare barbecue into becoming a man, Emerson.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see his perspective on that. I obviously do some barbecuing myself, so I'm definitely interested to see how those intersect and how he puts it in his book. So yeah, I'll definitely be picking that up in the near future.
And I want to tell everybody May 29th, you get out to the Fed Hill Cookout. It's going to be Lincoln Woods Field A and B. This started off in the backyard of South Providence, and it basically brings a lot of people together that maybe lost people along the years, gives family a time to get together. And what started off as 5 or 6 friends in the backyard of South Providence turned into over 600 people that actually attend. Great place for the kids. Never an argument ever there. So definitely get out there May 29th if you're gonna be in the area. Everything's free. Bounce houses, cotton candy, DJs, barbers. So it's gonna be Lincoln Woods, Fed Hill Memorial Day Cookout, May 29th. How's your day, Emerson? Good?
It's been good. It's been long. Started today around 8:45 in the gym, and I'm literally just finishing up now. So got a few minutes. Want to talk with you, and then I'll be heading home. So, but yeah, it's been a long day.
What do you think? This is a sport, right? I mean, there's slapping competitions. I mean, Will Smith. What do you think?
So,
What do
so
you think
let,
about
let, let, let me be very honest with you, Mike. First of all, I truly think Will Smith is with a toxic woman. I think that's overlooked through all of this here, all of this nonsense. I made a comment on my Facebook about this, and being joking, obviously, but in the reality of the situation, Will Smith is with a woman that is absolutely toxic for him, and he needs to let her go. This is like nonsense. Like you're sitting here, like, in my personal opinion, you're sitting here defending a woman that has stepped on you, regardless of the situation, and like it just makes you makes you less of a man. Like the toxicity of that is ridiculous. But I mean, unfortunately, he puts up with it. And for all this to happen, for him to start yelling the way he was, keep my wife's name out your mouth. That's the rated G version of it. Honestly, this really goes to show you how bad things are there. Like he's a mess. But yeah, I'm not really feeling all that, to be honest with you. Like I love the fact that everyone's like tearing this up on online. As I say, the internet is still undefeated. I mean, they've been going to town on Will Smith, and rightfully so. I mean, even if you have an issue with it, like first of all, I would think that the GI Jane comment is actually a compliment, because to me, it's like, what, for in that situation, a woman that has to do all that. And I don't know if folks saw the movie, but with Demi Moore and that, but and she did a lot of stuff with the which I would think would be empowering. I would think that, I know he was trying to make it a joke, but honestly, I would look at it as a compliment, because honestly, the picture of GI Jane is actually a really tough woman, and she dealt with a lot of stuff and got through it. So, I mean, that's just my perspective. I mean, people can take it any way they want, but to me, I wouldn't have thought that would have been a joke or anything of disrespect. And yes, I know they're talking about, I know Chris Rock was talking about, her bald head, and obviously she has alopecia, and, that's nothing to laugh at. But, again, you got to have tougher skin. I mean, he's a comedian. I mean, literally, comedians make their money making fun of people. Like, that's what they do. Like, that's why Saturday Night Live's been up and going for so long, and all these comedians do what they do. Like, you can't have such thin skin, and especially being in the world of entertainment. Like, come on, like, people are coming at your neck all the time. What I mean? That is, it's ridiculous. But like I said, it is what it is. I think it was a little bit childish, and it is what it is with it. But the internet is ripping him apart, and rightfully so.
I think what happened is, when she looked at him, he got that look that said Tupac would have said something. And then,
I,
and then at that point, hold on. At that point, he wasn't slapping Chris Rock. He was slapping everybody over the last couple of years, over the last year, that's been allowed to play with his name, allowed
right.
to laugh at his marriage, every meme, every opportunity to publicly make him look like a fool. And I think he snapped. And when she looked at him, because she didn't look too happy, and he knew, you better handle this or I'm going to handle you. Um, disrespecting their marriage and making Will have to defend that. And I think he figured, I can take this guy. I don't even think he cared where he was at the on time. And I think he has a problem. And I think someone pressed that button. And I mean, he can't slap Jada and he can't slap every person, but I think he was slapping every person for the last year that humiliated him.
Well, I'll take it a step further. His marriage really isn't worth defending, to be completely honest with you. I mean, what do they have? I mean, he's been ripped apart over the past year and a half, 2 years after all that went down, and I know he does his stuff too. And if that's what they want to do, that's fine. I mean, I know and hear all the time people in open marriages, open relationships, and that's fine if if that's what they want to do. But you know, to me, there's more to it. I don't care if you're in an open relationship or not. You're still a man, and the stuff you see and how things were and are with them is just not like to me it's just not right. Like I really think that Jada Pinkett is just a toxic woman, and I think ultimately I think Will's a really nice guy and got sucked into all this toxicity, and we're seeing the residuals of all this now. I mean, it's not. I don't know. To me, I just think that this is way too much. And honestly, I really think he needs help. I really do. I really think he needs to get some type of professional help and kind of wean his way off of Jada Pinkett, because it's too much for him. And I mean, any man. I mean, it's not just him. I mean, there are plenty of men that are in toxic relationships with toxic women. And as much as the media glorifies, oh, it's always a man that's toxic, stuff like that. That's not the case. And this is a definite. You're definitely seeing it here with how toxic a woman can be with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. So, but again, let them handle their business. I wish them well, but this has all been crazy.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was looking up some of the records, and I went back like all the way to the beginning of 1932, as far as it goes back with Bishop Hendricken, LaSalle, and I was actually looking at all the divisions to see if we ever had a 14 division, and we have not, by the way. um, and I didn't want to try to bring that up tonight. And I went all the way back, and I found a couple things interesting, So then I start seeing Bishop Hendricken, and I start writing down all their wins and losses. And I didn't go all the way back to 32, but I did go back to 95. And it was pretty shocking to see that Hendricken's from 95 until now, they won 116 football games.
Yep, and
Lost 32.
so I mean, they've always been traditionally a football power in the state. I mean, I know. Obviously, I know that way back when I used to coach LaSalle, and and I know the 2 years that we were there, that I was there, excuse me, that we had beaten them. They weren't in the running. I mean, we went to the Super Bowl that year. We played Cranston West the first year I was there, and we lost. And then we played Barrington the second year there, and we lost. But yeah, they weren't really in the running for the championship back then. That was 04 and 05. But I know, I mean, everyone knows, if you play now 95, ironically, that was my last year of playing football for Rhode Island. That was my senior season. And I know that they had a successful team that year, I believe. I actually believe I think Coach Croft played for that team, I believe. Or maybe it was a year before. I think Coach Croft maybe have a year or so. I don't know, but anyway, but
You're right.
Hendrick has always been a successful team. So I mean that goes without saying. They've always been in the state title hunt pretty much every year. And I mean, I know there were some exceptions. Obviously, I believe East Providence had a decent run. I know, I know LaSalle has beaten them. I think once or twice within that time during their streak. I think they broke it there at least once or twice, I believe. They've had some. They definitely had some losses, but they always come back and are better and stronger than the previous year, and they come back swinging. So I mean, it's a credit to them for doing what they do. But yeah, I know. I think that's probably extremely accurate. I think that their win loss over the past years has been phenomenal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you look back. I think their worst season was 2003 when they finished 2-6. Um, on the year, besides that, well, they had, it says 2008 3-5 as well. 2009 they finished 6-2. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and even LaSalle had a lot of success. I think they were about 121 from 95 until right now.
Right.
So I mean that's very good success, and but they're not going nowhere. You definitely have to play them. So I mean, you might as well try to play them and get them out the way because that's the only. I think out of the last 12, 13 years, they have won 12 out of 13 championships.
Right. I mean,
Very, very great program.
no, I mean, they get it done. And again, I mean, folks can argue about what they do and how they do, and I never get into that. But at the end of the day, they win championships, and you can't deny that. I think that to me, we've talked before, and I'll definitely say it live here that this whole thing with this 14, top division is absolutely laughable. I mean, if I'm any of these coaches, any of them, anyone that decided to go to Division 2, okay, I'd be like, you know what? I'm giving Hendricken my absolute best shot. And again, I don't care if it's a blowout. I don't care if, hey, you're the best team. Okay, it is what it is. It's sad. That's really a better way to put it. It's sad that folks are talking about, oh, I want to win a championship. I have no chance of doing it. I'm going to go down a division. I don't know. How about you build your program up? How about you do more than what you're doing right now? There's things that you can do. You can work with these youth programs. You can offer different things, and that doesn't even register with these guys. It's just like, you know what, we can't do it. We're going to go down a division and try to win a championship there. I give tons of credit to Coach Washington and Coach Dempsey at in Central and North Kingston respectively, because they ain't ducking. They're like, you know what, Hendricken, LaSalle, bring it. We don't care. Yep, you guys have been in the state championship for the past God knows how many years. It is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna give you my absolute best shot. Okay, and I've been on them teams. I've been on those teams. My days of playing at Syracuse where we were the top dog in the conference. And you know what? Our head coaches say that, like, don't ever underestimate any team because they're going to give us their absolute best shot. And they did. I mean, granted, yes, at the time we had a lot of talent, and, regardless of what their best shot was, we beat them. But they gave us their all. And that's all you can ask for out of your kids. And unfortunately, that's not what's happening in Rhode Island. And it's sad because, again, it's like Rhode Island takes 3 steps forward and now it's taking 5 steps back. It's like it's just embarrassing. It really is. I talk to guys outside of New England, about this stuff, and like they laugh at it. It's like they're scoffing, like what a joke, and they're right. And what can I say? I can't defend this. Well, what the heck am I going to say? I give props to the 2 coaches that are staying in there, and are going to face Hendricken and LaSalle, and they're going to give it their best shot. But you know what? The other coaches could do this too. I love the way you put it. The Division 2 protection program. That is by far the best thing ever. That by far is exactly what's going on right now. And again, I know a lot of those coaches, and it's no disrespect to them, but I would expect more from these traditional Division 1 schools that they're like, you know what, okay, we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to do everything we possibly can. And that would be that. But unfortunately, they decide to go this route, and this is literally just an embarrassment. There's nothing else to be said.
And like I said, they had every chance to opt up. So it's not like we couldn't do that. And Coach Washington, if you haven't heard it, go back and check out the Coach Washington episode. Great episode, which I was even surprised to see Eric Rube actually like it, and I was like, wow, he actually liked one of my posts, and that was just rare. I think I might be able. I got to see if I could get at that as an NFT, because that's rare. It's a first time occurrence, so I might be able to get an NFT. I gotta chop it up with Snoop Dogg. Um,
Oh man.
But yeah, salute to Mike Washington, and go back and check out that episode. And like he said, this is my first year. It's my first realignment. It's my first, coaching. It's my first experience. I didn't see anybody trying to guide me or tell me, and what's so bad about opting up? He said, why should have I opted down? You should have opted up.
Right.
And salute to him, salute to NK. And I said the other day that NK did not do its due diligence, and Coach Dempsey came on and he was in the comment section and he said, "No, I did my due diligence. I tried to vote against it every time it came up, but Coach Washington came on. He wanted to be the first coach to speak about the alignment, and
Hmm.
he was just speaking his truth. He was just speaking the truth, and he made a good point about the inner city schools and how important it is to push your kids to play the best." He said, because we're in an environment where the love is not reciprocated back to these kids. You know, they live in a
Right.
place that don't love them back. So it's important to push them to be the best that they could be. And I understand exactly where he's coming from. So salute to Coach Washington. But from 5, 6, 7, 8, going up, like there's no reason Portsmouth could not be in there. There's no reason some of them teams could not be in Division 1, except you're trying to go to Division 2 and win an easy championship. Not an easy championship. I won't say an easy championship, but an easier championship. You don't have to play Bishop Hendricken and LaSalle for the title.
Well, to be honest with you, for the guys that are in Division 2, I mean, you got Westerly, you got a couple of really good teams there. I would kind of take that as an insult, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to Division 2, we're going to just dominate Division 2, because we're coming down from Division 1. Yeah, I would be, the teams that are up and coming, in Division 2, or are doing well in Division 2 right now. Yeah, I would take a little bit of offense to that. I'd be like, hey, you know what? These guys think they're going to come down here because they're, Division 1 teams and come down here and mop us up. I would, I would kind of think again. I would think that, a lot of these teams are, I would say have put a target on their back. These Division 1 teams moving down. I mean, I really think that, I mean, again, I don't. Is St. Ray's is still in Division 2, correct?
Yeah, St. Ray's is still in Division 2, right? You got St. Ray's, you got Westerly, you got oh no, I almost said you had Costco. Um, had to do it. St. Ray's, you have Westerly, which Westerly is returning a lot of. They're bringing their quarterback. Lance Williams coming back, Zach Tuck's coming back. St. Ray's, you still have Moses Muse over there,
Yep.
which is playing very well with Breakthrough right
Yep.
now. And speaking of Breakthrough, congratulations on bringing back the championship, the Washington, D.C. High School Championship. And that must have been big because there was a lot of Washington teams there. So salute to him. And not only that,
Yeah.
the age group below also almost brought back a championship. So Breakthrough would have been bringing back 2 championships. So salute
Wow.
to them for that. We'll talk to Coach Dunbar this week, maybe tomorrow. I'm
Hmm.
thinking, but salute to him. Marcus Buchanan made his Breakthrough debut, and I knew pylon 7-on-7, Marcus Buchanan was going to be a handful on a 40-yard field.
Right. Right.
You know
So,
what I mean? Like very, very fast. One of Michael Washington's running backs actually started his Breakthrough debut as well. So Coach Nod was doing his thing down in Jersey. He said, and Coach Dunbar, Coach Nadim made a great, great point. He said, when we go out of state and we play the talent, we see how much different it is. These tournaments are not easy by your imagination.
right.
Where Coach Dunbar just went down in Springfield, Virginia. Shout out to my guys down there, Samson, the bad guy. He'll be on Voice Sports tomorrow. But they had the best of the best at that pylon 7-on-7 tournament, and so
Hmm.
did New Jersey this weekend. So behind the pads and Breakthrough, they did what they had to do. Went out there.
And
Coach Dunbar brings back a championship. Congratulations, Coach.
again, shout out to both of them programs for showcasing the talent in this state. I mean, we do have a long way to go, and honestly, this situation with this realignment doesn't help. But I mean, for these kids to be going out to these different areas and doing well, you're bringing hardware back. I mean, for a state that everyone says that doesn't have talent and stuff like that, and you're bringing hardware back, we're getting stuff done, we're getting kids out. I mean, that's what this state needs, and I'm glad those two gentlemen are doing what they're doing. Regardless of what people think about us, we have two organizations that are representing what we truly have, and they're getting it done. So again, great job by those guys. Keep up the good work. I really think they're doing good things, and the future is getting brighter and brighter when it comes to that aspect here. But we just got to get our our home situation squared away, with a 14 Division One. But shout out to them guys for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. It is embarrassing. And it definitely made it so much harder for Division Two now. It made it a lot harder for Coach Dunbar. It made it a lot harder for Coach Sasso over there at St. Ray's. It made it a lot harder for Barrington. For teams that were in Division Two, poor Mount Pleasant over there, they're looking like a D1 sandwich. They were abandoned in their division. Like everyone else got up and moved out of town. Poor Jay Addison is left there by himself, and now he's surrounded with D1 teams.
Well, again, I think that Jay Addison will obviously respond to the challenge. I know it's I know it's going to be a tough road for him, but Mount Pleasant's always been one of those scrappy teams. It doesn't matter how many guys they got in the field, they're going to get something accomplished, and that's really what folks should watch out for this year. I don't really know too much about them. Obviously, I do know Jay, but I know how Mount Pleasant goes. Year in and year out here, they always got some tough kids doing some good things. So, they again, like I said, a lot of these Division One teams they might be in for a big surprise here. They're not just going to walk in Division Two and just kind of mop things up. Like you're going to have some really good teams. And again, I'm very interested to see these teams that that were in Division Two. I would love to see how they respond. Honestly, again, I kind of take it as what I said before. Like, okay, I'm now playing a Division One team that came down here to Division Two. I'm going to give it my absolute best shot. And I think, honestly, there's going to be some surprises next year. And I think, honestly, Westerly, St. Ray's are going to turn some heads a little bit. And I'm very interested to see how that all plays out because, if folks are like, oh, we're going down to Division Two to win a championship, and all of a sudden these Division Two teams are like, nah, that's not going to happen. I'm interested to see how that goes. And again, look at another team too. You got to look at Woonsocket. There's a lot of different teams right now that are going to be that team the beat coming up. And like I said, I'm definitely interested to see how things play out.
That's right. Shout out Coach in 401 football. Shout out Coach Najee Barrows, the line coach up there in Westerly. He said it will make us all better. Great job, fellas. Way to rep the 401. That's right. Because it is about making Rhode Island football better. And I know at times people think that I'm being negative at times, or when I make my little cartoon jokes at people, and I think it's well deserving. But and people think I'm being negative, and I think no, I'm just trying to let people know you step out of line, we're gonna tax that ass. You know what I mean?
No, again, I think that
and stay 10 toes down, man. Walk like a man and don't do devious stuff.
again, I think this platform serves as an outlet for folks to really see what's going on here. Because again, you definitely get the stories, and obviously the stories come out here like this with the alignment and stuff like that. But I think it's good that we have and not just all coaches, players, and everyone you bring on here is good. It's like this is something that we need. Something that's unbiased, and you don't have a skin in the game, and a lot of stuff you report it, and that's what we need. We need to see the actual truth here. We need to see what people are doing or what they're perceived to be doing, and we can make our own judgment and go from there. But this is something that's needed. And again, the stuff that you've talked about on here, especially with this whole realignment is just stupid. Let's just be honest here. This is just dumb. There's absolutely no. But again, I am definitely looking forward to teams like Westerly, teams like St. Ray's, playing against these teams that are coming down from Division One. I'm really interested to see how that plays out because honestly, I think, like I said, I really think that those teams are gonna shock a few teams that have come down here, and and really kind of set the tone for a lot of the upper teams in Division Two. I really think things are going to happen like that, coming up this year.
It's not going to be a cakewalk. I mean, Division Two for the last few years, go back to like 2018, 2019. Moses Brown, Westerly, Tristan Toronto, Woonsocket. After Woonsocket, Westerly beat them 61-0. Woonsocket went on a tear and just started like just beating everybody through the division. It came down Burrville, Westerly, and Woonsocket, and Charlie B-Ball. And then the following year, again, great division. That Division Two was tough. Stanley Dunbar was over in Coventry, rookie year. Handled handled himself well. I was pretty critical of him, but that was a tough division. Coach Ferraro up in Burrville. East Greenwich was very, very good. Lincoln had a great defense back then. So I mean, I'm getting hyped. I'm ready to go back and watch some game film.
No, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things play out. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for the season because, again, unfortunately, I'm not really excited for Division One, but honestly, Division Two and Division Three, I'm very interested to see, what plays out there because it's that's obviously our competitive divisions now. And what was it, 12 teams and 16 teams? I'm very interested to see how this plays out. And again, the same thing's going to be said in Division Three. Obviously, you have a couple guys, a couple teams moving down there now. I'm definitely interested to see how that works.
Division Three is definitely going to be interesting. You're going to have Classical down there. You're going to have Tolman down there. Charahoe's moving up from 4. Narragansett's there. West Warwick's coming, and West Warwick has been training, working hard. Good team from last year. They sent Medeiros, is going on to play at UMass Dartmouth, but
good.
Lewis Rossi's, that's somebody in West Warwick that you should keep an eye on. Coach Pennington, I think, is going to do a great job over in West Warwick, and I think he's going to be competing Division Three, and he's going to make the playoffs. But that Division Three is not going to be a cakewalk either.
No, it's not, because one thing you got to realize, you have, I know Classical's moving down there, so you have the Division Two champion, and then you have the Division 4 champion, Pontigansett, moving up. So, I mean, you have some solid teams on top of all the rest of the teams that are there. I mean, you look at, was it Narragansett there, Pilgrim? I mean, there's a lot of good teams at Division 3.
And you got the Division 3 champion. You got 3 division champions from last season in Division 3.
Right. So, and again, obviously, and again, we have to be real here. Like, obviously, I know graduation does affect teams. I don't know how it's going to affect all those top teams that were in Division 3 before these other teams from Division 2 moved down. But I know some teams rebuild and some teams get even stronger. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But I mean, I really think it is going to be interesting. It is definitely going to be something to watch in Division 3. And as much as folks are talking about Division 1, Division 2, I think the focus should be on Division 3, like you said, with 3 of the previous year state champs now in that division. I think it's going to be a really interesting year for all of them. Again, it's going to be good to see how it plays out. Like, I think that's really the exciting part. I think, Division 1 kind of, whatever, kind of is what it is with them. However that plays out, it plays out. But I think, and same thing with Division 2, I think that, there's going to be some upsets there. I really think that, teams like Westerly and St. Ray's are going to be, doing a number on some of these teams that are moving down from Division 1. But I'm really more interested in see what happens with Division 3 and with all those state champs in one division, and again, teams stepping up. Who's going to be that Cinderella story for Division 3? What team's going to be like, oh wow, we're doing well. We just defeated this team. We just defeated that team. Like, to see how that plays out. And kind of go from there.
No, you're absolutely right. Pilgrim's ready. Pilgrim is always ready. Shout out to Coach Blake. Coach Blake will be on after every game this season, along with Coach Pennington. Um, Coach Fortin's going to be the representative from Ponagansett. He'll be on after every Pono game. So we're going to have a lot of high school football talk this year. And I think people are hungry for high school football talk, because we bring you the raw, authentic stuff. Well, yeah, it's going to be great. Even Middletown, I'm curious to see how Middletown is going to respond. Charahoe with a new staff, new
Right.
quarterback. How are they going to react? Tolman, always tough line, but you know what? Does Tolman have a quarterback? That was Tolman's problem last season. Their quarterback situation didn't really get going until they got to around the eighth um around the end of the season. It's gonna be a great, great season. And Coach Bebo,
Yeah.
interesting to see what he is gonna do coming back to Division 2. I just talked about it when we had that 2019 season. I think the top four in Division 2 finished 6-1. Burrville, Westerly, Woonsocket, EG. It was a battle, and Coach Eddie, which is listening right now, he can tell you it was a battle that season. I remember they got beat by Wesley, didn't lose a game the rest of the season. I mean, salute to what Coach B-Ball does down in that end of the state.
Absolutely, and I've gotten to know Charlie over the years here, and he's doing good things up there. And again, that's one of them teams you cannot sleep on. I'll tell you that right now. Those kids up there work hard. Coach Bebo knows what he's doing, and they're going to be one of them teams. I'm telling you, like it's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's going to be really interesting how things play out this year. But I'm definitely ready for it to get going. I know it's only end of March, beginning of April here, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how these teams play, see how they respond to all this adversity. Adversity meaning all these different teams now coming into the division, and really just getting that shot. And again, a lot of these teams, following some of these teams that were the teams that are coming down, and the teams that have been there, like I said, they got targets on their back. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I really think that, for example, and I'll use a team for Wesley for a minute because obviously, I know Coach Dunbar. I think he's going to be like, hey, listen, I might play Portsmouth here. I'm gonna give it my best shot right now. And honestly, I think their best shot is gonna be it's gonna be pretty damn good when it comes to playing them. You know what I mean? And what's up, Eddie? But I'm really interested to see how those games pan out. I really think there's going to be some surprises. Like I really think that a lot of these teams moving down to Division 1 are going to get surprised. And again, I'm not talking about a blowout. I'm talking about a fourth quarter back and forth. Battle of the trenches. Getting it done, and the team that got the last position is going to win the game type of game. That's what I really think is going to happen with a lot of these games this year at Division 2 and Division 3. So, but yeah, it's definitely going to be an exciting year for football.
I mean, Emerson, you mentioned Westerly, great, great staff over there. We have Coach Dunbar, which I don't know if there's a better halftime adjuster in the game. Najee's doing a great job with the line. Coach Danny Miranda, great quarterback coach. Ronnie Spizzato, everybody over there, the kids can relate to, and them are the type of coaches that we really need. Plus, great quarterback a running back Zach Tuck. So yes, these Division 2 teams that are here are not going to back down. Mount Pleasant. What people don't know about Mount Pleasant, Jay Addison sent like 6 kids to Division 1 in the
Yep.
last 2 seasons, and I don't even know if he's still the interim coach or if he's the head coach. So he did all that as an interim coach. So salute to Coach Jay Addison.
No, I mean, if so for Coach, for Coach Addison to do that in the environment of Mount Pleasant, I mean that's really good. And honestly, I've had the pleasure of officiating one of their games, and one of the things I can definitely say is those young men at Mount Pleasant, are outstanding men. There was a situation, and I won't get into it here because there's a little bit of a racial situation with another team, and it didn't go sideways. The young man was like, "Mr. Official, you heard what he said. Please deal with it," and he walked away. That could have went somewhere else quickly, okay, and it didn't, and that's a credit to that coaching staff. And I know that Jay Addison was a big part of that. So for those young men to hold their composure and do what they need to do, and then be successful off the field, because honestly, as you know, as everyone else knows, that being successful on the field is great, but being successful off the field in the classroom is really where it's at. And honestly, for them to be getting these type of offers and them accepting them, that has a lot to do with the coaching there. So I give people credit when it's due, and I think I know actually that Jay Addison is one of those coaches that doesn't get enough credit for doing what he's doing in the environment that he's doing it. So great shout out to him. Continued success over there. And again, the success is not necessarily the wins and losses. It's getting these young men from, this crazy state of Rhode Island to the next level. I mean, that's really what this is all about. And he's doing a good job with that.
Yeah, definitely salute to Coach Addison. Everything he's got, gorgeous, gorgeous facility over there. So much history at that place. That was the Patriots played there. I don't know if I think it was a game against the Broncos. They used to have stadiums on both sides at one point. A beautiful, beautiful place, especially after the great job that the city of Providence did over there. Well,
Yeah.
one more division to pretty much cover Division 4. Division 4, they wanted it to stay at 9 teams, and they kept saying this throughout the whole Division 4 going to be at 9 teams. We can't have more than 4 teams in Division 1, and it's the best thing since sliced bread to have 4 teams in Division 1. And that's when I look back, since 1932, you never had, I think less than 6 teams in Division 1. But so to have 4 teams in Division 4, North Providence, Juanita Sanchez, Central Falls, Blackstone Valley Co-op, Hope High School, EWG, Smithfield, Davies, Tiverton, and Situate. Them are the 4 teams basically, and a few of them teams, Emerson, new coaching staff. North Providence, their offensive coordinator took over. EWG, nobody knows what's going on over there yet. And Tiverton is also just had a new quarterback. Coach Sheridan just hired the youngest quarterback in the league, by the way. Coach Washington was for 26 hours until Coach Sheridan was hired. So Coach Washington does have that record, being the youngest coach this season for 26 hours. But now it is Coach Sheridan, the former line coach at Tiverton. And Coach Sheridan's welcome on the podcast this season as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, and not I know everyone's been talking about Division 1, Division through Division 3 here, but Division 4. I mean, Division 4 is kind of wide open. I'm very interested to see how that pans out. I think that with Pontiac now moving up, other teams now have a really good opportunity to step in and really become a power in Division 4. I now who that's going to be, who the heck knows? It's going to be a toss up. I think that hopefully folks are doing what they need to do in the off season, which is key. Hopefully guys are doing what they need to do as far as becoming better coaches and during the off season. And I'm again Division 4 is really going to be kind of a toss up. I'd like to see I'd like to see what will happen here. I mean, obviously what happened at Exeter West Greenwich was an unfortunate situation, and I don't know what's going on there now, but there's got to be other teams. I believe Davies is in Division 4. I know they were doing relatively well last year. They had some hiccups. I know injuries kind of prevented them from doing more, but it's going to be interesting to see who emerged as the top dogs there. I mean, again, 19 division, it's kind of going to be up for grabs. I mean, I know, Situate's been talking the talk here. Interesting to see how they do. When it comes to that, and I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but we'll wait and see how things pan out, and Usually things get going about mid-season. You know, the real things start to emerge then. Who's going to be in the playoffs and not. So we'll just wait and see what happens in Division 4.
Yeah, Division Four to me, I like the Situate quarterback. I was gonna save this for last. I like the Situate quarterback, the kid Wolfie. And not only I like him, recruiters like him. They like what he's done. Quarterback coaches like him. And they had some young kids last season. So I think if they can get a little organized, because they were very unorganized at times last season. So I think if Situate can figure a way to get organized, they bring in Coach Eddie Harrison, and I think that's a huge addition to that program. Bringing in Coach Eddie. Shout out to Coach Eddie Harrison. You're familiar with Coach Harrison as
I
well.
am, and honestly, I'm definitely glad to see that he has a caliber of coaching going to Situate. That's definitely going to help out. Again, I've officiated some of the Situate games, and I know that the transition from what they were used to what Coach D'Souza is doing now is definitely happening now, and I think progress takes a little bit of time. And I think that with Coach D'Souza building the right staff around him, things should be good. And again, it's going to take time. It's going to take a great offseason. And so I'm a big proponent of the offseason training. But again, we'll wait and see what happens in Division 4. But that's definitely a great move for them getting Eddie over there. He's a great guy. I know he's been working with the kids, doing his own program, and now bringing that expertise to Situate is really going to help them out.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to wait and see how Situate does. We'll see what size class they have coming in. You know, Tiverton. Tiverton was very young last season. All freshmen. I thought Tiverton would have hired outside the program. After Coach Murray stepped down. I think next to Coach Dino, he's the longest tenure coach. So salute to him and Coach Dino. Um, but Tiverton comes in, so at least the coaching staff is gonna be somewhat familiar with the kids. So, yeah, but it might take them a year or two. Smithfield, they won three games last year. I mean, they beat Situate, they beat Hope, and they beat Tiverton. So you go 3-0. COVID happens. You hold on to that number two. So I gotta wait until they stop playing again. EWG, hey, forget about it. I wish them a whole bunch of luck, but from what I hear over there, I don't even know if they hired a head coach yet. Um, I don't know, but I heard, yeah, whatever. Central Falls, Blackstone Valley, and that ain't nothing against EWG. It's just I think
No, I mean,
they have a
there's,
lot to
yeah, there's a lot going on there, and I think once the dust settles, I mean, they figure out what they're going to do, and then we'll go from there. But I mean, not too many people know, and so everything's up in the air after what happened. So we'll wait and see what happens.
and now they got a parent committee, I guess, that's gonna do the evaluations of the coaches, and hey, that could take weeks.
I don't know if I really agree with that. I don't think any parent should be sitting there, evaluating coaches. I think that's something the administration should do. I'll be honest with you, I don't really think that's the right move, to be honest. You don't know what type of bias these parents have. And again, I know they're trying to do things out there, and that's fine, but I wouldn't really recommend bringing parents into that picture because, again, they didn't play my son, so I'm going to give him a bad grade. Like that's not how it works.
No, 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 no. You're absolutely right. I don't know if parents should be getting. Oh, and I actually, you know what, Coach Pennington reminded me of something, and I wanted to bring this up earlier. I missed them when we was in Division 3, North Smithfield. I rallied for before we go back to these. You know what? Let me finish the Division 4, and then I'll go over North Smithfield fast because I don't want to leave them out. Oh, Juanita Sanchez, Central Falls. They pretty much struggled last year. Another community that struggles with kids. So if you're in the Central Falls area, go play some football. Um, drag your buddy to go play football.
Right.
Um, so we'll have to see what Coach Jeff does up there. Juanita Sanchez, they looked pretty good last season. I can't even front. They looked
Right.
pretty good last season. and then you have North Providence, new coaching staff. So Division 4, it is wide open with a couple different coaching staffs, and it's going to be snaked into two divisions this season. So
Yep.
you agree with any of that?
Yeah, no, I think that I think you're spot on with that, Mike.
And before I will let you go, because I know you're probably almost I want to talk a little bit about North Smithfield, because I really rallied for them to get out of Division 3. I think, you know, they're up. They really don't, for a co-op team. Mount St. Charles, I would challenge Mount St. Charles to do more to promote their football program, and you would think that they would use that to their advantage. So I challenge Mount St. Charles to really get out there and start recruiting.
So
You're probably
I agree 1,000%. First of all, the from things I've been hearing about that, how folks are struggling up there. First of all, they got a great coach up there, and this is not a reflection of him. I think that needs to be said first before I say anything else.
oh, definitely.
You have a coach that's doing the absolute best he can, given his situation, and he's doing what he can. And honestly, he needs help. I mean, let's be honest here. He needs help. Okay, I think with a co-op and with a school with the caliber of Mount St. Charles, I think they could do a little bit more to help them out. I mean, just saying. I think yes, they're a traditional hockey power, and that's fine. Okay, but I'm pretty sure they got some athletes in that school that should be that could definitely help them out and then some. I think that Mount St. Charles could definitely do a better job at helping that situation out. And I think maybe if coach could reach out to them with the co-op, or whatever, that'd be great. But ultimately, um, I think I agree with you. I think Mount St. Charles could definitely do more to help out the program. And yes, I definitely agree, no question about it, that North Smithfield should be in Division 4.
Yep, definitely. I agree with you 100%. I hopefully soon, people, I could bring you guys some schedules. I actually have a few of them. Not everything's in stone, but I'm gonna wait a little while before we go into that. But Emerson, man, it's always great. Shout out to Coach Pennington, Coach Najee Barrows, Coach Eddie, everybody that came into the comment section today, Coach Wesley Pennington. And again, go pick up Coach Penn's new book. You can go to Rally Point Men's Ministry. I screwed that up when I first started. RallyPointMen'sMinistry.org through the smoker. Shout out to Coach Pennington, Pastor Pennington, and everybody for being able to raise the money to bring 100 books to the men at the ACI, because some of them guys are still boys and they really have a chance to really get out of there, whether they're doing short time. So them books are gonna do some, and if them books help one inmate get out and turn their life around, then definitely did their job. But definitely get that book. Um, any last words, Em?
Oh, just heading home now. Again, Mike, appreciate what you do, and I will see you the next time.
Oh, everybody, don't forget, tune in tomorrow. It's the Rebellion Tuesday. Eric Rube is going to break down he's going to explain this alignment for us. So I told you it'd be a few days after I did it. So, the Rebellion is called. He said it's the Rebellion. So I said, you can't get the Rebellion without putting the Rebello in it. You know what I'm saying? At least he recognizes who Daddy is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my son Eric doing his thing over there. But that's gonna be tomorrow on. So everybody, we're gonna check that out. Actually, we might even join him tomorrow.
Give him a visit. You gonna give him a visit?
Well, I'm interested to hear what he has to say, because based on the formula, you go back. They're saying this is based on what you did 6 years ago. So based on the formula example, I think I was explaining that Tolman was like 0-11. 6 years.
Right.
So that's why they go to 3. And there's a couple other mathematical things. 3% this, you carry the I. I think we got to get the guy from Goodwill Hunting. Or the kid from broke the blackjack thing. Because that's
Right.
what it takes to figure that formula out. It really is. It's chocolate. And anyone that wants to see it, I'll actually have it up there. But they just give you the ingredients. They don't give you the recipe. So no matter,
Right.
Eric makes that formula make sense because it don't make sense to me. The rankings don't match the formula. The formula don't match the rankings. Um, because no way you
Right.
should have classical and Mount Hope next to each other. But that's another story for another day. Emerson's wife's probably like, "Come on, get in here." So, Emerson, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Much love. 401 Strength and Fitness. How do they reach you? Well, he's on the 400 block of Warwick Avenue. So check Emerson out over there,
400
401.
Warwick Ave, number 7 to 9. So come in. Said I'm getting more and more athletes here. Getting them ready for their upcoming season. So definitely getting a lot of football players in. Thank God for that. Getting them and getting them better. So come visit me. Want to get better, get in shape, get that strength right, and get going. So again, Mike, I gotta get going. Appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, and thank you, appreciate it. But that was
Bye.
Emerson Kilgore, and don't forget to everybody's welcome to the 16th Fed Hill Memorial Day Cookout. This thing's up Lincoln Woods. It is huge. What started off with 5 or 6 friends in the backyard of a Providence home, um, had a broken hibachi grill, and they basically do this, to remember the people that had passed away throughout the years. Good family event, free popcorn, free cotton candy for the kids. And if you go to the Fed Hill Cookout page on Instagram, I believe it is. Let me see if I got it here. If you go to the Fed Hill Cookout, you could actually sign up to win a limousine ride to and from the Fed Hill Cookout, courtesy of Potty Rock Limousine and DJ Services. So definitely check that out. It's going to be free. There's never been an argument there. So, people, you don't have to worry about no problems. Free hot dogs, hamburgers. It's like going to the beach. The way they said it's Rhode Island's Woodstock. You have to experience it, really. Low Lifes are gonna be there. The Rough Riders come down. Shout out Block Royal, Fed Hill, and check out some of Fed Hill's music over on YouTube. This is a friendly atmosphere. So check that out. And tomorrow, you already know my guy Wayne the Voice Matthews, Samson the Bad Guy gonna be in the house. Voice Sports. You already know. You never know what's gonna happen. 22 states. Look, our show is being pushed in 22 states now. So what started off as a podcast, man, what started me off doing, doing the audio one, which I still upload on the audio. Um, this is where we are now. So I want to thank everybody in the audience, man. I want to thank Coach Pennington being a great friend of the show. I want to thank Wayne the Voice Matthews for helping me along the way. He's been an excellent mentor, a great motivator. Whenever I have an issue, I can call Wayne down in Maryland, and no matter what time it is, Wayne would get on the phone, talk to me. Big shout outs to Fans Only Sports. Ronnie Roberts, helped us out in the last year, helped us figure the way to go video. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Coach Emerson Kilgore. Really did a lot. Every time I need something, if I need Emerson to come on the show, genuine, great guy. But yeah, definitely check it out tomorrow. Can we keep it real? Sports is it edition presents Voice Sports. Wayne the Voice Matthews, the Voice Reporter Show. I wanted to show this to Emerson earlier. This was the survey that my other son Joshua was saying that everybody voted on, and basically the survey just said you really couldn't go up. Do you want to go up? Do you want to go down? You want to stay where you are? Um, and definitely go check out Coach Washington's interview. Big congratulations to Coach Wesley Pennington. Definitely everybody say congratulations to Coach Pennington because the state police probably needs all the help that they can get. I mean, salute to Coach Pennington, but just they take these guys off the streets, and now the Justice Department has to do their job. Definitely hashtag justice for Matthew and Olivia. Um, that should never happen, but all right, I guess everybody, that's about it. Big shout out to Champion Drive. Listen, you're in the Maryland area. Your number one source for charter bus transportation. I always got to thank the people that make this possible. Big shout out to Showtime Athletics, Voice Sports, Rocky Top, Sports World. You already know. And a big shout out. Here's something we really have to start doing. We really have to start listening to the youth. But is anybody surprised to hear that stat I had on Bishop Hendricken? 116 games and like 35 since 1995. And then LaSalle was like 100 games, 100 wins, and 21 losses since 1995, and this is what teams are going up against. So, and the Interscholastic League don't look like they're gonna do anything to fix it. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Emerson Kilgore. Really appreciate it, man. Go check out Fed Hill's music. We're actually gonna play a little clip. Congratulations to Coach Stanley Dunbar. I think he's gonna be on the show tomorrow night. I wonder if he's going to have his trophy with him. But they went up to Washington, D.C., and they ended up winning the Washington, D.C. High School Pylon 7v7 championship trophy for the seniors. And the 15U, I believe it was, they was like very, very close to bringing 2 championships home. So salute to Coach Washington. I think that's about it, peeps. Let me see.
What you're doing. I'm always following you, man. I know you out in Westerly, so we kind of stay close. So I'm seeing everything you're doing. I'm seeing the voice sports stuff and how they're kind of reaching really the nation. They're doing stuff all over the country. So if there's anybody voice sports that wants to tap into to this market in Rhode Island and New England, trying to expand a little bit, definitely hit me up and you can get my info from Mikey.
Let's go, come take a ride through my city life. See what my city's like. It's the city life, for some it's a shitty life. This is city living, mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard, private is my backyard. I run RHODE out, you can call me a track star. And we a team, homie, all is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags, you can call me, I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all we become. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it. My city's budget, about my city's public. Know how my city does it.